advice for Colorado. Go to Red Rocks. It's one of the best outdoor venues in the world. There's 14ers if you like to hike mountains. There's 56 peaks that are over 14,000 feet. All of them have non-technical approaches, so you can actually get up to 14,000 feet relatively easy and kind of see in a 360-degree view, and it's really beautiful. There's an ongoing culinary scene. If one were so inclined, there was a legalization of marijuana there 7 years ago, so you could imbibe in that if you so choose. If that's not your cup of tea, there's also the second largest number of microbrewers in Colorado than any other place in the state. And yeah, winters are amazing.
I think we have a few beautiful cities in Belgium, and I would recommend you a few cities, probably Brussels, Ghent, Antwerp, but the nature in Belgium is not that great, so only villages, very flat, just villages. So I think there are beautiful cities, but I think that's it. So,
to speak to me first so I could tell you exactly where to go, when to go and why. Because it's not always safe in South Africa at the moment, unfortunately, but it's very safe if you do the right thing. Like I think in any big city. Well, you'd want to see Table Mountain, for example, or Kirstenbosch. It depends. I mean, being young, you might want to see the nightlife, which you're talking to the wrong person. People go to the V&A waterfront, Cape Point, but mainly for the scenery, not so much. Oh, of course, and then the townships, you can have a township tour, like you can do many tours here in Istanbul. There are many tours, and they're advisable, and I think cheaper than they are here as well.
I'm from Melbourne, so I obviously think Melbourne is the best city in Australia, so I'd advise you to come to Melbourne. It's a city that's better for living in rather than tourism. We don't have a big beautiful mosque like you do here, you know. We just have great restaurants and bars and cafes. But then you can go to Sydney, where we have the beautiful harbour, the Opera House. And then I'd probably say the best thing to do in Australia is drive along the coast, stop at all the small beaches, travel up to the Great Barrier Reef and just relax, I guess.
Do not wear shorts to San Francisco.
Because it's cold.
People think that it's warm. All of California is warm, and that's not true.
Yeah. The north is cooler and the south is hotter.
You always need a sweater.
Yeah. Well, sure. I think that when you're there, I think it's best to ask when you're there. That way you can talk to people and get to know the locals.
People in San Francisco should go to Haight Street. It's where the hippie movement was founded, and there's a lot of good energy there from the 60s, early 60s, or late 60s.
Oh yeah, in Golden Gate Park.
Because we would say go to Cape Town, because Cape Town is the most beautiful city in the world.
But if you go to Johannesburg, there's a lot that you can do. It's got a very historical part of it. So in terms of the apartheid era and all of that, you've got such a separation between groups of people that are now living together that it's actually quite phenomenal to be a part of it, you know.
And we have a great sense of humor in South Africa. People are very friendly.
Very friendly in South Africa.
We have great food, but we have food from all over the world. And everybody's very accommodating.
Yeah.
We live.
Sold me.
That's exactly what
we live very well. People might tell you otherwise, but we generally live very well.
Yeah.
The advice would be, like in any big city, you have to
just be careful.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Look after your belongings. Be assertive, and you'll have a great time.
Mechelen is a very interesting city. You can have a couple of beers there. My favorite beer from Mechelen is Gouden Carolis. It's brewed locally in Mechelen, so it's very nice. And there's a nice vibe there, lots of beautiful terraces and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's about it really, about Mechelen.
You should visit all Italy because it's beautiful.
Yeah, we are from Verona, Romeo and Giulietta. There is a arena, it's beautiful, and there is a lot of pasta, pizza is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would come in the winter because it's very hot. It's hot like here in the summer, but it doesn't cool off at night like it does. So it's hot and humid all day long. So come in the winter, it's much nicer.
I live in Antwerp, but I study in Leuven. And Leuven is well known for its beer, Stella. It's very, very good beer. But we have a lot of beer in Belgium. That's like
Great.
I think like 200 types of beer. But also we have chocolate. It's very good. And you can visit Brussels and Antwerp, the best city in Belgium. So yeah, visit Belgium. The fries, yes, the fries. We have French fries. It's very good. The one thing you need to do is buy French fries and a beer. That goes together well. It's amazing.
To explore the neighborhoods,
Yeah.
to explore Brooklyn. That's where we live.
Downtown. Don't spend all your time in Times Square.
Yes.
The West Village is really great. It's got a lot of history to it, awesome restaurants. Gramercy area has really beautiful parks. There's also Washington Square Park near the West Village. Brooklyn's really beautiful. Not right downtown in like Williamsburg, but if you go into like East Williamsburg, Bushwick, and Carroll Gardens down south, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's also, there's just a lot of cool spots there. You
Yeah,
know, you have the
there's a lot
House
of
of
art.
Yes is a good party area. Also, well, you have to see Central Park too. That's typical.
Yeah.